Flexifunnels. This is what I am talking about today. And Flexifunnels is something that appeared on AppSumo quite a while ago. Then it came back and I ignored it because I said, well, I have other systems to create websites, etc. And let me tell you a little bit about what I've used. I've used WebStarts, I've used Go High Level, I've used a ton of other systems that are out there. And I used one I bought in AppSumo, which had funnels and which had everything. The name escapes me. It was quite a while ago, but it was really difficult to use. Now, I have Go High Level. I have an account from a reseller with Go High Level. It's included in a membership that I have. But here's the problem with Go High Level for me. It's super complex. I mean, it has everything that you need, but sometimes that can be a challenge or a problem because it has so many things that it gets too confusing. I've also used Zenler, Tag Mango, Skill Plate. I mean, I've used them all, and each one is very good for its different functions. But I saw FlexiFunnels, and I reached out to the founder, and we got on a call. You can see a link to that below. You can also see a link to the special that's on at the moment for FlexiFunnels, a lifetime deal. And I decided after having the call that I would pick it up during Sumo Day, and that's exactly what I did. Now, why did I do it? Because it concentrates on three important things for me. It can build a website and host your website. It can also do courses, which was something that was very interesting to me, and it also does funnels. In this video, I just want to focus on building a website and showing you what it can do, and also showing you how it actually can build a website using AI, which was super powerful and super interesting. So let me just share my screen here. And I want to be honest with you, there were some things it did very well. There were others that it didn't. Now, let me show you the site that it built. And this is for one of my sites in my English language coaching business. And it's just for general English for students who don't want my one-on-one coaching. And I'm going to build another site with the one-on-one coaching. So here what it actually does is it's a one-page website. And I can click here on programs and it goes down to programs. I can see how it works and it shows me how it works. I can see results, shows me results and FAQs here. Now, all the FAQs are here. And let me tell you first thing, shout out to the support team. I bugged them a lot with a couple of things that weren't working. And one of them was that the plus sign and the minus sign didn't work. I mean, the plus sign worked, and then the minus sign, it just had the like the HTML code or ampersand minus semicolon. And they fixed that super quick. So the support is excellent here. And one of the things I want to show you that is really good down here, I actually have cookie preferences. So let me just withdraw my consent here and let me reload this page. And it comes up with the cookie browser here. Okay, now, yeah, I've seen other tools on AppSumo. I've seen other tools that are non-lifetime deals, and they could be charging you $10 to $20 minimum per month for cookie controls. And if I go into customize, I can see all of the different analytics that I can decide. Okay, that I can decide which cookies are here, etc. That comes free of charge. Okay, and at any time I can withdraw my consent, I can save my preferences, etc. Now, that's the first part. How long does it take me to build this site? Very quickly. Okay, I'm very pleased with it. I had to do a couple of tweakings of it, but it took me an hour, maybe. Okay. Now, when I say an hour, I'm not including all the time that I took to learn this system. I do recommend that you read the manual. Okay. And I'm going to talk about that just in a second. But let me just go into FlexiFunnels here. And let me show you a little bit behind the scenes. Now, I just have to find where I have it because I have so many different pages open that I get confused as well. Okay, I have it here. So let me just go to that window here. I believe that this is it here. Okay, so what you should see coming up now is the website here. And let's just go to the very beginning here. So let me just leave this page. When you log in, you see your dashboard. And you get lots of revenue here. You can see your sales. If you have sales, you can see today's transactions, yesterday's transactions, and this week. And obviously, you see nothing here because I haven't done much. You have project reports. So if I go in here to my PEC site, it says I have 52 views, 40 uniques. It gives me if there's been opt-ins, etc. So that's quite useful as well, okay, to see that information. And if I just go to yesterday, I see that I had one opt-in here. You'll see when it comes up that there was one opt-in. So every day I can come in and I can get a quick overview of how my business is going. Now, let me just, there we go. Okay, so it says actually there were two opt-ins. So now we have to see where those opt-ins are. Let's go into projects first of all. And these are the three projects I'm working on. Let me open this project here. And this is the page that I created. I created a number of pages, but this is the one in the end that I liked. I can go into edit page, and in here I can edit anything that I want. Now I'm using Safari here, but one proviso that I would say is Safari sometimes can be a little bit difficult when changing things on the page. But this is all AI generated, and I can go in and I can change everything that I want. I just want to change that to the normal little dash there. So I can go in here, I can change anything that I want. I can go down here. I have my form here. I can change. I mean, every month I will change that. I have the discovery call, and if I click on any element, I have this little button here, which shows me any of the elements that I want to change. Okay, so I can go into advanced and basic, etc., etc., etc. Now, the testimonials I put in, but it created this. See how private classes compare, and it actually built this itself. Okay, so I didn't need to change anything here. Actually, the alignment here, maybe I could change the alignment, but I didn't have to change anything here. It created all of this. Okay, so really, really powerful. If I want, I can go in and I can add new sections. Okay, now this is the first thing. Built-in blocks here. If I go to built-in blocks, there's lots of help sections. But if I go into built-in blocks, because of the way AI is coded, and I'll also link, not only is there a link to the Flexifunnels offer, but there's also a link to a webinar that they did, a 1 hour and a half webinar, where they explain how to create a good AI page. But they do talk about the built-in blocks. None of the built-in blocks are available on an AI created page. Why? Because it's different coding. Now, there's also a problem here that some of the items, for example, in a form may be difficult to change because they're AI. So what you need to do is you would need to go into components and forms and rebuild out that form yourself. So that's one thing to be aware of. But what you can do is if you go in to a section here, I can add an element. And when I click on add element, let me just close this here. I can actually go in and I can go in through components here. Okay, different components that I can actually put in. So you can do a lot of customization, but just be aware of that. So how easy was it to create the AI page? Like all AIs, it really does depend on your prompt. Okay, create a page for my business. It's not going to get you a good page here. So the first one that I created on Monday was this one. Okay, I mean it did what I asked it to do, but not very elegantly. Okay, so what I can do here is if I go to the one that actually I was happy with, okay, this is the prompt I put in. My site is a feeder site. I used to get non-native English clients to help them with their English. This is part of my business for general and business English classes. That's why I had those two elements. Focused on conversation, listening, and reading. It's better than an academy as it is one. It is one-on-one. But I'm also looking at creating courses. Colors used. Now, this was from my original site. These were the colors that I used. And that's why it chose those colors, which is absolutely perfect from the logo that I had. Looks much nicer me, I believe it looks much nicer, and it's just one page. It looks much nicer than what I had before. I want the fun to be, I want the site to be fun and professional. So once I've done that, and I run it, it takes maybe 10 minutes to create. I can go in and I can edit everything here. So for example, if I want to change anything here, retargeting codes, or I want to put in any code here, I can just put it in here. Okay, so in the body end, this is where I put my chat bot. So my chat bot was there, and that comes in. Cookie consent. Now, this is something that's really powerful, and I do want to show you the cookie consent. The SEO I can put in here, which I still need to do. Okay, I haven't done that yet. I can have a pop-up. Okay, if I want, I can do a lazy loader so that it, I think that helps with speed. I can forward to a URL if I wish, so like a redirect. Tab messaging. Ooh, okay. So what this actually does is, if somebody switches to a different tab, okay, I just save this and I can add a message here. Okay. And if I say this, I don't know if I have this enabled at the moment on my account, but I can save this and tab messages cannot be, let's have a look. Okay, tab messages cannot be empty. So, hello. Okay. So I click on save. And what that should do, if I just close this off, if I save, and if I preview this, what this should do, and this I think comes in at tier 3. If I click away from the page, it should at some point, and I haven't set this up myself correctly, it should at some point, let me just see, I don't want to publish that because I don't want it to go on the live site. Well, actually, let's do that. Let's just go in here and let's put in grab your discovery call. Okay, discovery call. Okay, let me just delete that. Let me save this. I always just hit save here and then I hit publish. The site that I created is completely mobile friendly, which is really good. So if I go into my private English classes, now this is the old site. Okay, this is the old site because I haven't cleared the cache in Safari. So this is the old site, and it definitely looks much nicer here. So let me stop this screen share and let me just go into the other screen share so that you can see the site, and it should have this tab messaging on it now. So the idea here is I go into my site, okay, and see that? Grab your discovery call. Okay, when I'm here at home, grab your discovery call. So that's what the tab messaging does. That actually changes the tab, which could be really good because I could have only 4 spots left, etc. So that in itself, I think, is a really good system. But let's look at one other thing that I want to show you for this video, and that is the cookie consent and how easy the cookie consent is to use. Let me just share my screen again, and I'll show you where I went here. Share. Okay. So here, if I'm in my dashboard, if I'm in my project, I go to apps and I go into the cookie consent here, and I launch this. Now, this is the cookie consent. So what this tells me here is 50% of people have consented. There's been 109 consents. I wonder. I think that's just me pressing a couple of times and maybe a few others. And it tells me that these are the protections that I'm getting. Okay. So if I go into analytics here, it gives me more information. Okay. Top countries, reject, custom, consent withdrawn, etc. I can go into configuration. And if I go to edit this, I can put in the configuration name, the banner type. I can put in the privacy policy, which I should. GDPR, okay, I can decide which ones I want this to come up based on. Okay, I have different I have different platform integrations. Again, to be honest, I just went quickly through these. I have the box, I can have a pop-up, I can have a floating. I have the next step, the cookie duration here, auto block cookies, okay. Show reopen badge, okay. Google consent mode disabled, auto block, okay. So all of this comes up, and by the looks of it, it is all just automatic. I'm not a lawyer or anything, so I mean, I can't say that this legally covers you, but it appears to cover you. Um, Getting a deal like this could cost you for cookie consent. I know I had CookieBot and I had a free version, and it wasn't. I don't know. I had some problems with it, etc. But that again could cost you $20 a month. Okay, so that's $200. So if you look at the different AppSumo pricing tiers, there's a very good value on that, and of course there's 10% off um, until tomorrow, and then if you're a Plus member, there's actually an additional 9% off. So you're getting 19% off if you were to pick this up. Now, I've just touched the tip of the iceberg on this. There's so much more in this, but I've just decided that I'm just going to show you how to build a simple website using the AI prompt. I will go into more detail as I get used to this, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel, give this a like, ask me any questions that you may have, and of course, if you're interested, pick this up using my link in the description. That would really help me. So thank you very much for that, and I will talk to you in the next video.